It's what?
We'll just not do it tonight. Okay, well, that's okay. It's been a weird week.
Hi, Jen. Oh, we've got Jen and Cheryl and Renee.
Awesome. All right. Let's see. And I think I'm going to use one of my templates that I'm releasing tomorrow. And I will show y'all their little preview.
Aw, Holly Bell's so cute.
Okay, there's a Peeky Poo. And let me see what. She is so cute. So cute. That's a lot of decorations.
I love those film strips. I have it down to work with tonight. After we do this, I'm scrapping.
Like, where am I at now? Oh, Lord. Okay.
Oh, it's Thanksgiving and pies.
Yeah. I was going to try to do last year's. Um, okay, so that's Christmas Day. Let's see. I think there may be a photo.
Hi, Jennifer. YouTube reminders are great, especially when they work. Mine are hit and miss. Sometimes they work really well, and sometimes they totally forget to do things.
Okay. So I think I'm going to use.
Are any of you scrapping tonight?
Okay, that one looks good. Let's do that one. That's a happy Christmas. Happy Christmas. I feel
You're in the mood
that
for Christmas already, Cheryl?
I
No
am.
Thanksgiving for you?
Well, I'm ready to decorate. I haven't decorated Christmas. Last year we just decorated at my mom's. And I think all we had at our house was like a candy bar. Had some candy there, but that was it. Everything else was at mom's because I was there
Mm-hmm.
all the time. And the year before that, I don't remember putting up decorations. I think that may have been the first year we didn't put up a tree. So, um, but this is at my niece's house. And I'm going to use I'm going to grab here real quick.
Jen says that she may or may not also be scrapping with that template right now. Renee's been cross stitching lately.
Oh, I have two. I'm way behind on updating on Facebook though. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, but it's okay. Jen says she didn't realize she wasn't subscribed to you, but now she knows she is.
Which Jen?
Jen Little.
Oh, my goodness. That's funny. Because I know she's watched a lot of my videos, but I watch a lot of videos to people I don't subscribe to either. I just forget about it, you know?
I do that a lot. I've been on this group of YouTube videos lately that's like, this sounds so bad, but it's like disasters and stuff or accidents that happen, like especially at theme parks. It's kind of
Yeah.
scary how many of those happen. And no, it's not uplifting in any way, shape, or form, but it's fascinating to see some of the things that happen. And that's the crazy part to me. So,
Well,
yeah.
you know, me and I like to watch true crime, but I also watch lots of um, people getting arrested and acting like a crazy nut job to the police. And
Hmm.
that I find that uh, amusing.
My sister watches a lot of those. Like, if we were in the 90s, it'd be the cops, like Cops, the show. You know,
Right.
who you gonna call? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Yeah.
But
Gonna
since we're not
do.
in the 90s anymore, there's some YouTubes that stream different cops arresting people and stuff that she watches instead.
Okay. So none,
And I'm
two,
just like, hey,
four.
that works. Whatever works for you. So yeah, I'll have to tell you some of her favorites, and you can tell her some of your favorites to watch of people getting arrested and stuff.
And we've seen some doozies. Okay. So I just did a quick um, edit in Lightroom, and I just used like I think the one I used was high contrast, and then I just put, I guess I did the amount, I reduced it down to like 25% because it was pretty strong. Now I gotta make sure I mark the right ones. I've already
So,
scrapped, and then
inquiring minds and all of that. Have you used a lot of the AI editing yet?
I have not. Um, I think I have used AI to rewrite things, so I'm not opposed to it, but um, I haven't used it in editing yet. Have
I'm
you?
really I'm really intrigued of like they have the what do you call it? They have a new one that they're advertising that's like remove wires from your pictures. And I'm
Oh,
really intrigued to try that one out because imagine this, after being on vacation, I have a lot that have wires in my pictures. And I'm like, I want to do that. That sounds fun. I want to try that.
right.
So let's see. Jen Little's been knitting lots of socks. And our Kiwi Jennifer says it might be short and sweet from her tonight. She's been under the weather. That's sad. I'm sorry.
I am
She
sorry,
said,
but I'm so glad you're here. You haven't been able to make it to live in a while.
I
And
am too.
hello. I can't see
And
you, but it's nice to see you.
Renee's got a video on her other monitor of a streamer playing a driving game. She loves to watch them hit the cars. I love that. I don't need a streamer right now. I have my child, and I'm sorry if you hear him at any point. He's very into his video game right now. And sometimes he forgets and he gets a little loud. But he's playing Fortnite, so he's just destroying other NPCs.
Okay.
Jen says her son plays a driving game. He is not a good game driver, but he's turning into a good real driver. Okay, we've been teaching my brother to drive, and for context, my brother's 24. He's never held a license. He's been through driver's ed, and he's had other people help him learn to drive. But he learned to drive with video games, and it kind of makes him a little bit of a scary driver. He's slowly turning into a slightly better real driver, but there's moments where I'm
Right.
like, "Dude, where are you going? Why are we cutting through this parking lot? There's no reason to do this. You are not skilled enough to do this. What are we doing?" And I realize
This is
we're video
funny
game
to
driving.
me.
This is not okay.
This is not right. This is not good.
It's not good. Renee says sometimes several of the streamers do a convoy hitting all the cars. Oh, Kim used AI just for fun and added a whale next to a cruise ship. That's fun. I like that. I should add a sloth to a tree. I don't know. It's interesting what you can do with it, and I played with it a little bit to like extend. Like I had a picture that was for some reason taken in like a 3 by 5, so of course it won't become a 4 by 6 very nicely. And so I used it to like extend the edge a little bit where there was like a light pole, but I haven't used it for anything. I just was playing around with it. So I don't know. So I just wondered, since you were doing some edits, if you've gotten to edit much with Lightroom has some AI coming to it too. So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
So what driving game or something are they playing where they're hitting all the cars? Because that really does sound intriguing.
Okay, so I
I
got
like
my papers. Got papers done. Oh, and what a cute label. Look at that. It's so
what kit are you
cute.
using, Cheryl?
This is called Peace and Love, and it's from Little Butterfly Wings. And I don't have a preview for it yet because there's a couple of things she's finishing up. Um, so, um, but I can show you a sneak peek. I'll drag ACDC over here so y'all can see it. Oh, there is one in there. There's the
Ooh,
assorted,
you found one.
lots of stuff.
ATS, American Truck something.
And
I
then
like that you said something, even though this something really is something.
yeah. I like that paper in the middle, the different labels and stuff. This is gorgeous. It's poinsettia watercolor. But she has tons of word strips. But then look at this. It's so pretty. I mean, her kits are always so full of a different combination of things. And I like
Yes.
that. I like that a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and change that to that.
Jen said there's some Lightroom AI now. She tried to use it and it was bad.
Oh
Was it
no.
like 6 fingers bad? Because that's my favorite AI that ads use lately, where they use AI and you can tell because everybody has 6 fingers. She wanted to get a reflection out of her son's school photos and it did not work. I've seen a new tutorial for getting glasses reflection out, and I want to try that, but I haven't yet because
Okay.
I don't have enough time. I need more time.
Right?
There's just not
I
enough
just
time
seem to
anymore.
run out of time all the time.
I know. I need like a week where somebody feeds me and I can just sit at my computer and practice things and play with things. And yeah. Jen
Yeah.
says lots of eyes. Ah, so we're Blinky the three-eyed fish, eh? That's just awesome. Hmm.
Let's see here. Why did that not come in where I wanted it to? Thank you. Mm-mm. Grab a couple of. So, has anybody needed like? Are there any burning questions you have? Uh,
Jen has one. Can I find that tutorial? Because she's so annoyed by these photos. Oh, potentially. Like, Should I be able to find my tutorial? Absolutely. Do I remember where I filed it? Absolutely not.
Nope, I don't know. Okay, one of my favorite things to do lately is to pop these word strips on top of all these dimensional flowers. I don't know why I'm liking it so much, but it's just perfect. Mhm. Put that there, make it a little bit smaller.
Renee says she's retired and doesn't have enough time to do everything she wants.
Yeah.
That doesn't give me hope for the future. That makes me think that it's going to be even worse. But
Look, there's a ticket.
she would like to know if you saw her 3D layout that she uploaded to the gallery.
I haven't. If she posted it in the last week. Um, I'll have to go check it out. I have to write a note to myself because if I don't, Renee 3D. Yes, that's. Did you use Life in 3D 1 or 2? Because I think I got both of them in there now.
Oh, huh. I
What?
I was thinking I was trying to figure out how you would load a layout in 3D. Like I was like, because I know cameras take like those panoramic photos now, and I was like, huh, she must have done something really cool now that she's figured out how to do 3D. That's amazing. I'm gonna have to go check that out and learn how she did that. And then I remembered as you said that. Oh yeah, yeah, you have templates. Never
Yeah,
mind.
I have templates too.
Oh, when your brain just isn't quite working and just
Mhm.
isn't quite there, and you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
whoops.
yep. Have it all the time.
Oh my goodness gracious. That's absolutely hilarious. I have to say, at least I can
You're,
laugh at myself.
you're like, I need to know this 3D trick.
How do you do a 3D layout? Like, does it pop out? Like, how does that work? Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. So she says it was last week. It was her cousin's daughter's wedding, and you can check out her wedding dress.
Oh,
Ooh. The heart one. Yeah. Did I tell you I got braces?
no, girl, Phil.
I got braces last week, and it's weird getting used to it. That's
Yeah.
what I have to say. But
Are they like true braces or did you do Invisalign?
no, Invisalign's too expensive for my budget. So these are true metal braces. I didn't even do, okay, so I didn't do the clear on top because they're like, are you sure you don't want the clear on top? It's really not that much more. And I was like, I have an underbite, guys.
Yeah.
You're not going to see that as much as you're going to see the bottom metal anyway. So
Yeah.
no, I really don't. It's fine. I don't need.
Yeah. I don't need that.
So it's been interesting because I've been trying to get rid of or get used to it. And you don't think about how much like if you bite your lip, you can't bite your lip if you have braces on because your lip doesn't sit in the right spot.
Mm,
So it's a fascinating, I don't want to say problem, but it's a fascinating adjustment of getting used to.
yeah. Olivia had Invisalign, and she was like the perfect kid for that because she is such a rule follower. And I was like, I was already prepared that I was going to be, having to rebuy, her Invisalign when she took him out at school to eat and, you know, all that stuff. And we we never had to replace anything. She still wears her retainer at night sometimes, I think. Um, which I have to say, I don't know that I would be um, that dedicated, but she is, and she has a beautiful smile.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't pay for Invisalign. It was so much more than just doing the metal braces, and it was also time too, because they were like, with the metal braces, it'll probably just be about a year, maybe 18 months. But with
Yeah.
Invisalign, they're like, it'll definitely be 2 years. It might be closer to 2.5. And I was like, I don't want that much.
Sorry.
That seems like a lot. So,
Scare me to death.
is that your new phone ringtone?
It's not new. It scared me. Let me send her a message.
You could have said it was new, and we would have totally believed you.
Yeah. I'm in my lab scrap session. We'll call you in about 30. Love you.
Kim said she made a page using your Big Words voting edition and the I voted Kit by Tracy Reed.
Oh man.
Yeah, Jen. So somewhere between a year and 18 months. She says her son had Invisalign. Her daughter's friend threw out several at school. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I feel sure that um, Dan lost his. Just saying, he would not have. He would not have been as good. I don't think. It's just funny how different kids are.
yeah. Oh, I never would have gotten my son Invisalign. Like, I mean, he couldn't do it because they had to fix his o- his overbite so bad. But yeah, they never I never would have done it for him because I would have been like, yeah, no, you'll lose those. I'm already thinking he's going to lose his retainer at least once or twice. And I'm like, I'm going
Right.
to tell you, you have to pay for it, and then we'll see where we're at.
Ooh, mom, you are just terrible.
Well, if I threaten it, at least it'll make him be more responsible, right?
Yeah.
But it was funny because I went to a basketball game at the elementary school the other night. And the mom who was taking money, I ended up smiling at her and she goes, "Oh, it's so nice to see another mom in braces." I was like, "Yeah, it is." Because she had braces. So, yeah,
You're bonding over your teeth.
bonding over teeth that, well, because you look in the mirror and you're like, I feel like I'm 14 because, who has braces when they're old?
Yeah, your hubby's like, hey, I'm dating a
Yeah.
younger woman.
He said it's taken a little getting used to, and he forgets until I'll like smile big when he sees them, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's right," because it's only been a week and a half, so it's still new. Jen says her son was perfect for the Invisalign too, same as Olivia. But yeah, it's interesting. It's funny because when people talk about their lip being cut up, and you're like, "What?" and then I like feel it, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, it happens." You
Yeah.
just don't realize it until it's working. So that's what's new in my life. What's new in your guys' life? Any fun Thanksgiving plans?
Our Thanksgiving, while everybody's thinking and typing, we are not going to do the traditional Christmas this year. We are going to do something a little different just because it's our first year without mom. And we're just going to try to make some, at least for this year, um, a new memory. Because I think otherwise we'd be like falling apart.
Have you talked about what the new memory is going to be, or is you still trying to decide?
We, the idea that I was batting around was uh, pizza. So, like at Walmart, they have the big pizzas over in their deli, and
Mhm.
they're just, you can just get cheese, and then we just do our own toppings after that. Or we may go and um, get the dough, make our own dough, the whole shebang. It just depends how much energy I have. Sometimes it's not a lot. It's
I
not a
get
lot
that.
of energy. So,
I get that.
and if I know we're going like, oh, we're going 20 places and we have all this, we have to go here and there and yon, and yeah,
Yeah, we have that. We have a lot. Yeah. When you have to go a lot of places to get something and it's just like a low energy day and you're like, "Nope, I'm staying home in my jammies instead."
right.
I had a very bad discovery, and that is that Sam's Club will deliver to me for free now. That was not something I should have discovered.
Yeah, we have discovered this as well, and they bring us delightful things. It's very nice.
It is. It's very nice. They came today and I made them bring all the heavy things. I felt kind of bad, but also I'm sorry.
You're like, no, I don't feel bad.
Jen said her mom got braces right before she retired because she got insurance coverage. She hated her teeth her whole life and she even still wears the retainers at night. She got the clear ones. Yeah, I figure I'll end up wearing retainers probably the rest of my life. We'll see. But yeah, I have my teeth are really close together, and so unfortunately means I get cavities between them. So I'm hoping by getting them fixed that it will make it so they will be easier to brush and floss and keep them longer.
Right. Okay, now
So
while I'm working on this layout, I should, this is a good time to mention that just because there's a placeholder that's a flower, it does not mean that you need to put a flower there. You can put anything you want there. So I've been using some labels and some like um, metal, like this metal leaf here. Pop that in there. Um, some very nice little pieces I'm finding she's stuck in here, which is very nice.
I was gonna joke and say, "Oh, were we supposed to always use what you put there?" Because I don't. I'm very bad at that.
You are rebellious. I'm just kidding. We laughed
Oh,
about that before. You're like, okay, I used your template, but I don't know if you can tell it's your template
yeah.
anymore.
There was one time that I got very, very off track with the template, and I was like, "I promise I started with your template." And she was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "I promise, I really did.
I really, really did.
I really, really did." So Renee said that her grandma died the day after Thanksgiving in 1971, so the family went to Orlando for Christmas since my cousin was playing in the Tangerine Bowl. That's a cool memory.
Yeah,
Kim says it's cheaper to do either curbside pickup or have them deliver. There isn't any impulse buying that way.
right,
Yeah, so I'm one of those people though who will always go check and see what's on discount. So like if there's meat that was marked down that day or if there was cuz I have a freezer or if there's like produce that's marked down. So I found some good deals that way. So sometimes it's actually not cheaper for me to go because I
right,
end up ordering the full price stuff instead of the discount meat or whatever. So yeah, or sometimes you'll go to the store, not so much with Sam's Club, but sometimes our regular grocery store will have things that are marked down, but it's just because they have an overstock, so they're not advertised anywhere.
right.
But yeah, it's it's both. And for me, some days I just need the getting out. And
Yeah,
I like going to the grocery store because nobody ever goes with me. Well, that's not true. My husband goes with me sometimes. For the most part, I get to go alone. And sometimes that's what you really need is to go alone. So, oh, Renee says they hit Disney World as well on that trip. Was it the first time going to it there, or had you been before?
So I won't be decorating for Christmas till after Thanksgiving. Um,
Yeah, no. I'm pulling the Canadian card. Sorry.
which is what
Oh, Canadian Thanksgiving is the same day as Columbus Day in America, so we've already had Thanksgiving. So even though we'll do
uh,
Thanksgiving and celebrate American, yeah, Christmas is probably going up next weekend. Actually, this weekend.
there you go. There you go.
So we are going on the chocolate walk again this year, but this year it'll be just my husband and I. And since that always puts us kind of in the mood for Christmas, it's fun to come home and get the tree set up and everything because we're now, it's kind of like, it's nothing to do with Christmas, but the town we walk around is like just a cute little, should be in every Hallmark Christmas movie ever. So,
Oh,
but yeah, so that's my plan. Usually my mom, well, the last couple years, my mom has come out and we've decorated the tree, but she didn't get a plane ticket this time. Oh, that was the year it opened up. Oh, I didn't know that, Renee. Sorry. I don't keep track of when Disney opened. Kim says her son and daughter in law usually come after Christmas, but she found out today they're not coming because he missed so much work due to living in Asheville that he needs to work. They said they didn't make him take vacation or PTO, but he'll probably still be catching up. And tomorrow I have to break that news to his sister. She will not be happy. I bet. Is he doing okay?
yeah.
Like, has he been able to put his house back to rights at all? I know a lot of people, well, I didn't know. I've seen a lot of people say that they didn't have electricity or internet for over 2 weeks, and that's just crazy. There was, oh, was it even one of the Pollys that was talking about how they hadn't thought about the fact that nothing for 2 weeks means like their fridge was completely dead inside with all the groceries and stuff, their
Yep.
freezer. And it's like you don't think about, I mean, you think about it with a power outage, but you don't think about 2 weeks. And if you were away from the house during that 2 weeks, that how smelly that is coming back. And I'm just
Oh
like,
God, it's
oh,
terrible.
that's horrible.
It's just adding insult to injury at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. Just one more
I
thing.
feel so. I mean, because at least here in Florida, we're aware and used to this kind of devastation. But these communities were just not, I mean, it was just so bizarre
Yeah.
for those areas, and it's sad. Um, but like I think most all communities, though, they'll if they're anything like what I've known around here, everybody just kind of pulls together, and which is it's just interesting how when the power is out and people are outside and you're like you actually start to get to know your neighbors which you never because everybody's busy, they have their jobs and their lives and their families, and um yeah, so although I have to say we're on an acre now and we do not have we have neighbors across the street, which are businesses, and they're very, very nice. But then everybody else is my family anyway,
Hmm.
which is nice. My cousin, her house is being set up now. She's got a double wide, and she'll be moving down back behind my mom's house. And so that will be exciting to have her here. And then my sister's still working on moving, It's been it's been weird to be here because, like I told Jay, I was like, man, we lived in that other house for like 30 years, and I don't. It's like I didn't live there. I mean, because a lot of people move. Like when we first got married, we lived in a trailer for about 2 years, I guess, and then we bought that house, and we've just been there. But it seems like we've always been here. Does anybody else have moving issues like that? This is like, it just is a bizarre feeling.
Well, I'm waiting for that one. So Kim says that the house was not hurt at all, but during all that, his cat got sick, not due to the storm, but she died a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry about that.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
And then to finish on a higher note, she says they have a generator that they ran 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening. So all the people, they have wells, but the water didn't work except when the generator was running. So neighbors would come over every few days to take showers. That's awesome. I actually found out my neighbor has a well. So I was like, okay, well, I have a garden, you have a well, we're good.
Yeah.
But yeah. Renee, you said Walt Disney World was nothing like it is now on that visit. I actually was watching a video, one of those random YouTube videos I found that talked about what Walt Disney World was on its first day of opening and how badly it went. And I was like, this is crazy. This is fun to watch. Oh, why did people go back?
Yeah, it's like nuts.
Yeah, and so like Disney stopped pretending that like started saying, "Oh, that wasn't really the first day," even though that was the first day. I'm like, that is really fun. I like it.
Well, that's not going to fit. I thought I would put something there, but yes, this one. Me likey.
Kim said she's lived in her house for over 40 years. Yeah,
I know
I don't
you've
have a
moved
moving
a lot.
problem. Yeah, I have.
You're like, yes, that is,
Yes,
yes.
that represents me.
And your point is,
Oh. Yeah, no, I used to get we used to call it itchy feet because like after being in the same place for so long, I start to be like, okay, are we going again? Are we going again? And so now I'm like, I think I just hadn't found my place yet, the place that I needed to like that I fit that felt like home or whatever. Because now I
right.
haven't had that, but yeah, before that, yeah, my husband laughs because he's like, yeah, in our first year of marriage, he's like, we'd been someplace for like a year and a half, and you were like, okay, let's get a different apartment. I was like, it's true, and we did, but
Yeah.
it wasn't always because of my itchy feet, but he used to say, you just have itchy feet. Like,
Itchy,
okay,
itchy, itchy
I'll
feet.
take it. But you know what? We cleaned out a lot of junk those years.
Yeah, we did do that. Cleaned it out quite a bit. A little
So
too
I
low.
think, that's something that happens when you move a lot. Anybody else lived in their house for a long time or a short time? Renee, I know your parents lived in the house for a really long time before you moved in. Yes. My last move was to Indiana. And people laugh at me all the time because I went from Las Vegas. to Indiana.
You're like, okay.
I'm like, I was done with big cities. I was good. I'm fine with a smaller city. Plus, I like that I'm not so far from family. I mean, Cheryl will laugh because her family's like, down the road and stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, my family's only, 12 hours away or 6 hours away. That's close. It's like, it's only a day's drive. I have a very skewed idea of what a day's drive is, by the way. And I blame that 100% on my dad. I need to write some of these stories down and scrapbook them, Cheryl.
Yes.
I think sometimes I forget because I know I don't have to have pictures for things, but sometimes I wish I had a picture to go with it. Like, because I can visualize in my head one of the moving trucks just sitting on the floor at the feet of my parents because there wasn't enough room for all of us to sit on the seat. And this is the 80s when people didn't get pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt, thank goodness. But yeah, I'm like, some of these stories people probably would never believe, but I'm like, they really happened, I promise. Cheryl says 35 years for her with no plans to move. She's living in her parents' first house. And
Oh,
Jen says her mom has been where she grew up since before she was born, which is over 50 years ago now.
yeah. This house, my mom moved into it uh, in the early 50s. It was built in 1940, and my mom actually was born down the road in a little house that doesn't exist anymore. But she went from that house to this house. I think there may have been another one in between there, but then this house. And then, of course, when she got married, she lived for a short while, about 3 minutes away. And then when I was 5 is when we moved to the property over here. So I thought that was very cool. The Ashcrafts, the dad, Jay, the mom, Cheryl, the daughter, Olivia, the son, Daniel. That was very cute.
It's
And I
very
took
cute.
that out of a card. I don't know if you were watching when I did that, but it was this card, and I wanted it to go up here. It just was kind of not melding very well with this label, so I just created a circle really quick and clipped it to it, and yeah, there you have it.
I like it.
I
I like how you did it too.
um, I did once I got it cut out. I did convert it to a smart object so I could increase the size without pixelization issues. All right.
So, pixelization. Pixelization, the second ban of scrapbooking. First ban, bane. Bane is the word I wanted there. The first bane, glasses glare.
Yeah. Okay. And then I don't know if y'all have, I think we just have our regulars here and y'all know what I do. So, um, as far as my credits,
Typing them all in there. Did anybody have any questions for Cheryl tonight? Anything she did that you're like, whoa, wait, what?
wait, what did she do? Wait,
Wait,
what?
what?
Oop. And then I gotta remember that I use my own template. Lord have mercy.
I should remember I used my own. Whoops.
uh, oh my goodness. My brain is so terrible these days. Okay, photo film nostalgia. Yay. All right, guys. Well, I don't think I'm gonna start on another one tonight, but I think this is my first layout for last year's. Let's see. I'm correct in that. No, I did one other layout, and it's this one. This is my niece, great niece, Clara, and she got this Stanley Cup that she was just, you would have just thought she was, I mean, her cup looks like it's some kind of metal. So I guess it's kind of like gold. They're so expensive anyway. But every once in a while, you just have something you want. And she just loved that. So I have that layout done and then this one tonight.
The
So, and
question
I don't,
is she still using it?
huh?
The question is she still using it?
I believe so. I did buy her um, the little things you put on the straws so
Hmm.
you can identify your Stanley.
Hmm.
Um, and of course, there's all kinds of other things they do. But okay, I have a question for y'all. In Windows 11, and I'll have to pull this up. Maybe I shouldn't, but we're going there. Okay, so I open up File Explorer and I have all my quick access over here. And then I have this down here. And every time I open up something, it actually will expand those folders. I'm trying to, let's see, go here. Maybe I'll go here. Okay, so you can see it automatically started expanding that. And I'm like, why is it doing that? And so I tried the going to the little dots by the view and options because I read that if you go all the way down to the bottom to the navigation pane, um, it says expand to open folder, but I don't have that checked. And so I don't know why it would be. Has anybody else experienced this? And is it driving you crazy?
I don't have Windows 11, so I am not experiencing that.
Yeah, you're like, I'm very glad I'm not experiencing that.
Me too. I am very, very glad.
Oh my gosh. Uh, yeah, I was just hoping maybe somebody else was frustrated by it and we're having the same little issues. But, um,
Kim says she checked and hers is not doing that.
okay.
Cheryl says she sees the high schoolers carrying their Stanleys to school, all the girls.
Yes. And I loved those when they started coming out and they had those little reels or little short videos. And they're like my wife leaving with her Stanley Cup, and he's like dragging one of those huge trash cans. Oh, so funny.
And then Jen says she doesn't have that view of the folders.
Okay.
Renee says her doesn't do that either.
Okay.
You might be on your
Well,
own, kid.
I think so. I should just let it go, but it's like one of those little things that's just like, why isn't that working properly? That's not supposed to be doing that. But alas. And alas.
Alas, alas.
All
And you've
right.
restarted your
Well,
computer since it did it, right?
yes.
Okay. Then I have no idea.
Yeah. So, um, yeah. So the next
Are
time
we
we get
back next
together,
month?
what?
Are we back next month?
We should be back next month. I'm trying to see here. Let's see. We believe we are scheduled for,
The 5th of December?
I think that's right. Yeah, Thursday, December 5th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then,
Remember, the 5th of December.
oh, that was very clever. I love that. Yay for Courtney. remember the 5th of December. Okay, maybe that will help me too.
There we go.
Well, until then, I hope each of you enjoys your November fall weather and your families, and that if you're spending the month um, writing down what you're grateful for each day, that it fills your heart up. And I I can say without a doubt, I am very grateful for y'all coming and hanging out with me while I scrap and just being good friends. And yeah, I love y'all.
I love you too. And Kim says she found out why, Cheryl.
Why?
I'm waiting to see. Waited on bated breath.
Oh, mm, 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 mm. I gotta know.
Cheryl writes, Happy Turkey Day. I'm like, no, we're waiting on bated breath for the other thing.
Right?
She says, go to the 3 dots.
Yeah. Okay.
Choose folder options, then view, then scroll down to navigation pane and
Yep.
uncheck expand to open folder.
Yep. It's already unchecked.
Try checking it and then let it sit like that for a minute and then go back in and uncheck it. Maybe it just didn't like actually tell the computer to uncheck it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's kind
Yeah.
of like whenever even though my like transform is picked in Photoshop, my Photoshop goes, no, I don't recognize that you picked that. So then I have to close out Photoshop and reopen it to get back to the transform. It's
No,
weird when
it
it does
still
that. It
do
happens
it.
every now and then.
No, it must be a bug. It's got to be a bug.
Maybe.
All
Oh,
right.
all right.
Well,
Well, it was
thank
worth a
you for
try.
going through
Maybe it'll work
that.
again
But
later.
yeah, that's the happy little steps I went through, and it didn't help. And I was like, it's very terrible. All right. Well, I will see y'all next month, and then we will be heading into 2025. Can you believe it?
No.
Oh my goodness. It seems
It's
so
too
crazy.
close. I'm not ready for the end of the year yet. I have goals to do.
Yeah, things I got things I want to finish up this year. So we'll see.
Me too.
All right, dears. I'm gonna